You okay? Let's see. I want to see.
So while you're video, we can't ask any questions.
Yeah, just ask.
We can still ask.
Just ask. Just ask. It will just be online so that if you have to refer to something, you can refer to it. Basically, that's it. So I'm going to need a few of you to. That's a translucent. That's a transparent. I'm going to need somebody to be cutting the translucent ones into much smaller squares, because that makes it easier to melt quicker in them. So if we can have it like that. Okay, I'll give that and some more of that. Let's cut what can go round. So I'm thinking that we'll just melt the whole batch in our Pyrex, and then everybody can pour a little bit in the white container and do their own mixtures and textures and fragrance with it, and then we'll cast it. And after that, we can talk about, hopefully if it hardens up before the class ends, so we can talk about it. If not, next week when we come, we'll talk about everybody's design they created, the concept behind the design, why you did that, why you chose the fragrance you did and the colors you did. We'll talk about that as part of our assessment. But basically, it hasn't got too much demonstration to do really. So we'll do the demonstration here, and then yeah, cut it all, and then I'll give this to you. Ivy.
Sorry, when you say cotton, is there a certain measurement we use when we cut it? We have to measure.
No, just with all of the, you can weigh it if you want to. Can I have a scale? Check it. Yeah.
Do you have to do that or not? Just guess.
I'll just guess.
Okay.
And then if you don't use it, you leave it to sit. It will still harden up and go back to this state. That is if you've not mixed it up with colors or anything. Yeah. It goes back to this state. But another thing too is we can weigh it and be sure of what we're looking at, the quantity for everyone else, and then work in quantity so that we don't waste it. That's another thing we can do.
Yeah. So if you're doing it for a business. You would measure it, wouldn't you?
I would definitely measure.
So that make sure everything.
Yeah. You measure it for the first time, and I feel very hot really on my hand. So I'm going to take it off. And because this is not too corrosive, I think I can do with that. But I wouldn't advise you to do that, please. That's me. Yeah. Yeah, let's cut some more so that I can go around. It's 7 of us, isn't it? Or 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Eat more scale for
Yeah.
them?
Yeah.
Half you can give it to me, I will cut down.
It's quite waxy.
It's wax, yeah. That's another thing, yeah. Because it has a lot of glycerin in it. That is another property for melt and pour soap. It has a lot of glycerin in there one, yeah. So it's very, very good on your skin.
Yeah.
So if you're watching us or if you happen to chance on this video, this is a live video from our soap making class. Obviously, we are not showing the whole class. You're just seeing me. But you get to see a demonstration of us doing our first melt and pour soap in this class. We've talked about a few other things in the theory class where we've talked about the history of soap making. We've also talked about the basis in soap making, like the oils you use. We talked about the properties. You always have to experiment with your properties before you use it. So whatever oil you're using, you have to be thinking about the properties. When we talk about olive oil, we are looking at the softness, and then we are also looking at the moisture in olive oil as a property that will be transferred into your soap when you use it as part of the oils for your soap. We've talked about hardness of soap. Then we are looking at shea butter. Please help me out. We are looking at shea butter, we are looking at cocoa butter and palm oil. Those ones give the property of hardness in soap. There are so many oils you can use. If you need us to give you more tips, comment below oils, and when we see that, we'll send you the whole write-up for oils on that. We went on to talk about lye and the safety of lye. Lye is spelled L-Y-E, and lye is the only thing that turns your oils into soap when we are talking about cold processed soap, and it's cold processed soap we are discussed in this class. And we also talked about the carriers for lye, and I said that if you're a beginner, the safest carrier to use is water. But of course, as you advance, you can explore with milk, you can explore with orange juice, mango juice, you can explore with coffee and cocoa or hot chocolate, whatever. But of course, you have to research the properties and the benefits of all of those additions to your soap on your skin before you use it. So experiment in smaller batches before you move on to bigger batches. Basically, that's it. We also talked about curing your soap. And when I talk about curing basically means leaving your cold processed soap to sit for a minimum of 4 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks should be safer for you to leave your soap to sit, because then it's safer on all skin types. That does not mean that once you've mixed it, it's not soap. It is still soap, because when you mix your lye and your oils, saponification takes place, and once saponification comes along, that it means you've done soap. But is it safe to use before 4 to 6 weeks? It isn't, because it's going to cause irritation on your soap. How to know that your soap isn't safe on your skin? You feel some irritation. You also see that it's slippery, very slippery. It means it's not ready to use before then. So it's always advisable to leave your soap to sit for a minimum of 4 weeks. If you're thinking of doing bigger batches, or you have a deadline where you have to produce your soap, you have to factor all of these in before you take an order or you commit to it. I think basically that is what we had talked about in the cold process, but that was in theory. We've come now to the practical class where we are going to be doing the melt and pour soap. And I've said that for the melt and pour soap, it's just pre-made soap. So if you want to avoid getting into contact with all the lye and the chemicals that comes with it and everything else, your safest option is the melt and pour soap. We are using no, I'm not going to mention it because we are not advertising for anybody, but the melt and pour soap basically comes in different forms. We are using just the clear base one. They have the goat milk and different things you can work with. Obviously, you know that the more properties you get in those soaps, the more expensive it becomes. So you have to factor all of those into detail. Stick with us. There are more things I need to talk to you about with regards to lye safety and materials, but I need to carry on with my class so that I don't keep the ladies waiting. But I believe that you'll be able to pick a thing or two from this class. So if we have cut them all up, that's what happened to this. It doesn't seem like this is enough. So what we've done is to cut up our soap. It is always easier to melt them when it's cut up than when it's in a big chunk. So can we get some more here, unless you do not want here? So what this will do is, when you mix it with your color, it is translucent. We can do leveling or layering, where we mix the clear and the soap. So we pour a little bit of the clear, leave it to sit for a little bit, and I'll show you. You have to spritz it with rubbing alcohol, and the reason why you do that, I'll tell you. The rubbing alcohol breaks the bubbles. So as this goes into the microwave and you stir it, because it's already soap, it's going to create a lot of sats or bubbles. So to break the sats or the bubbles, you spray it with rubbing alcohol. Else,
before putting in the microwave?
No, it goes in the microwave, it comes out. Rubbing alcohol is the last thing you do. So after you've poured it in your mold, you spray it with rubbing alcohol to break the bubbles. If you leave it to harden up, you have soap with holes, because in the end the bubbles will pop and it creates a hole there, and you may not have a smooth soap all around. So when you pour it in your mold, you tap to break up any hidden air pockets, and then you spray it with rubbing alcohol to break all the bubbles up. We'll do it so you see it in the class. But let's get some more soap, and then we
if
can
I
start.
don't have the microwave, it is any other option?
Microwave or double boiler.
Or
Double boiler, you either get a proper double boiler or get water on your flame or stove or whatever on low heat. Once it's boiled, turn it down onto low heat. Then you can put, so I should have my hot water here on my thing, and then this is sitting in my hot water, and I'm stirring it gently, because the more you stir, the more bubbles you're making, and that'll be difficult to get all the bubbles out. So gently, or just leave it to melt gently, go in, stir it a little bit, leave it. Too much stirring creates a lot of air bubbles, and you don't want that because it'll be difficult to get all of them out, and it will mess the appearance of your soap. So I want us to start melting some. Can we melt this first, and then we take it from there?
What's the name for this
Rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol. When you are sore, you rub, or when you get a burn or something, you can rub some. You get this in the chemist. I think Asda carries it.
It's called rubbing alcohol.
Rubbing alcohol. So we've just poured it in this just so that we can spray it. But the original container, I'll let Cindy bring it out so that you see the original thing. But basically, it helps you when your skin is irritated or when you've got a sore. You can use it to clean your sore. Or it's also for when you have skin irritation. I don't know about that, the condition you had mentioned, but I believe it suits the place. It gives you a soothing effect over, but that's what it's used to. I believe we've learned a lot from today's class and from last week's class as well.
I think we've learned a lot.
Throughout. It doesn't matter.
We've learned a lot.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
All this what you're saying is regular.
Yeah. You didn't capture it in the previous class, you didn't.
Oh, a lot of stuff even last week. Nothing last week what you said, we did it in the class
Before.
So, yeah, I learned a lot this one.
Good.
As I'm enjoying it more.
Good, good, good. I believe you enjoying it as well because you had come all the way. So if you weren't enjoying it, you wouldn't have come back.
Oh, no. I told you that I have a lot of theory knowledge, but practice is more important. To me. And it's when I'm looking for a courses, actually, the good one is start from £1,000 for
That's
1
what
week.
I said, yeah.
And it's the price is very, how to say, acceptable to me. I can afford it, and it's another thing I can pay every week as well. Even with the transport and the course, it's half cheap than another.
Yeah. Great. It's great to know.
How much is it?
£20 a session. So if you want to pay in full, that will be £240 for the whole batch, like in full. But if you're paying every week for the whole course, because it's 12 weeks, so 20 by 12. But then you get a certificate. Now you get a certificate.
And you are not buying your things, you are, there and buying things for you and you are doing all that.
So I think that we'll just have 10. So I'm not going to let Cindy go to the microwave again. We'll just keep having 10. So everybody gets, because we don't have a lot of microwaves. Else I would have put you into groups and say, use it. With time, if we get more funding, we may get more microwaves so that people are working in groups and doing their things on their own. So I'm going to let Cindy step back and somebody would step in and melt the soap and bring it back. And another person melt the soap and bring it back. And talk about the fragrance. And do you see what's happening there now?
So, with this now, it's I can see a little bit in there, but is there a certain temperature? Do you use a temperature thing?
No,
No,
just once it's melted,
that's
you can
all
start
right.
working with it.
Okay.
But another thing is if it sits for long, it starts hardening up. So you work quickly, you pour it out in your mold, and then you know you're sorted. Else you have to keep going back to the microwave, coming back, going forth and back.
And
Understand,
when is
please.
the moment to put the rubber? When you put on that one, minutes when
Yeah.
you put it, yeah.
This is going to be your final mold. This is just where you are mixing your colors. If there's anything you need to do, this is where you're mixing it. So let's get the colors out. Let's get the fragrance out. I don't know if the colors are here. The fragrance are fragrance. Let's get colors as well. So I'd want us to experiment now with fragrance oils. So I think I didn't talk about fragrance oils and essential oils, and I'll talk about that briefly. So the difference between fragrance oils and essential oils, can somebody help me?
Yeah.
From the previous class, please. Yeah.
It's the fake one,
chemically made the
chemical,
fragrance.
yeah, essential oils there with the real property
Yeah.
from
Real
flowers.
Plants.
Plants,
Plants, yes.
fruits, and all of that.
Fruits, yeah.
That is for the essential oil. Fragrance oils are produced in the lab. So these ones are chemical ones, chemicalized. These ones are organic. So if you're looking at producing an organic soap, everything organic, 100% organic, then instead of using fragrance oil, which is this, you go for essential oils. You can tell the bottling and everything is different. So this is expensive, more expensive than that. In this class, I want us to explore with the fragrance oils. So we've got different ones. You can smell them. I want everybody to have a feel of this. Make your own choices. And then, so you can pass it around, smell it. You can even smell it on the thing. Let everybody decide what they want to use.
This is the color.
These are the colors. These are soap they've made previously. I don't need that.
Okay, alright.
You can smell it and then make it.
I know exactly
It's too much
what
for
I
you.
want. Yeah, I know exactly what I'm going to use.
So you've picked it already. Essential oil.
The essential oil I would like to use.
Personally.
personally. Yeah.
But in today's class, what would you go for?
Essential oil.
Let's go with fragrance.
Oh, doing fragrance.
Fragrance.
Right,
You're
okay.
doing fragrance.
Okay.
They're quite strong. So, it doesn't smell good, I know. Well,
When you finish with that,
Yeah.
so these are
I know what I want.
You know what you want?
Yeah.
Coconut. Try coconut. Probably you'd love it because it's not strong. That one is not strong.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Because even as oil, it's just essential oils I use.
Yes,
I don't-
essential. You don't use fragrance,
I
no.
do not use fragrance whatsoever. Just
I think that that's not enough, you see.
I don't like this.
It will not be enough to go around. So we may have
And
to.
now this is for-
Yeah.
Okay. And that
But
one,
that's a lot.
that's a lot.
So
can we use-
melt this one. Melt this one.
Okay.
So I've not left you standing. I can see that we currently have one person watching us now. I've not left you standing. What you're doing now is cutting up a pre-made soap base. So this is the transparent one. It's easier to melt it that way when you cut it up into smaller chunks like that. So we are basically cutting it up and then we'll melt it in the microwave. So that is it. Okay, so it's from here to here. Then it's easier to add your color and to add your fragrance, mix it up, and then you pour it in your soap mold. And then when you've done that, you spritz it with rubbing alcohol to break the bubbles. Now, as I'm showing it to you now, you can see that from the edges here, these are all soap bubbles, but you don't need it as you're casting your soap because you're going to leave a trace on your soap and it will not make it look nice. So that is when you have to come in with your rubbing alcohol and then you spritz all the bubbles to break. Basically, that's it. So
Which are those two?
I choose here. Yes, that's right. We just want to see the.
Oh, it must smell coconut.
coconut is softer and it's nicer.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't have. Anyone
No,
want to
there
smell
are
coconut?
Yes,
Okay.
with the button.
Anybody decided on the fragrance or you know?
I know, yes.
What is bubble gum?
Bubble
Bubble gum.
Smells
Yes.
nice.
It smells nice.
I will do
Bubble gum
Bubble gum
is
is sweet.
it's sweet. That is good for lip balms. That fragrance is
Yes.
good for lip balm. The coconut one is also good for lip balms as well. So that's a good choice.
I choose.
That's good choice.
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Is that nice? That is more Christmassy, isn't it?
Yes, you better think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it smells nice.
Good. Great. So we've got our colors. So colors comes in different forms. I think I've not mentioned it. You can have colors in liquid. We've run out of liquid. It looks like that's the only color we have in liquid. So we have the liquid ones and then we have the micas. The mica, they're all good. Micas are more organic because these ones are gotten from rocks and from
This one's
nature.
organic.
Mica.
What's
Yeah,
what's it?
mica.
Micah.
Mica. So they come shimmery like that. These are the micas. And these ones are the liquid ones. Pigments, actually. Pigment. I think we should have more pigment. I don't know. So it settles. You can see that it settled at the bottom. You have to shake it very well when you leave it
When
to sit.
the market record,
Yeah, it's recording.
when finish in your think that's not advertising, but just give us some direction.
As to get the colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got it all from one supplier, and I think I'd given the name last week. Did anybody check it out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same. That one is from the same one.
Seriously, I think that if they happen to see us, they should be sponsoring Skilled Hands, because we are selling to them. We are selling to our ladies, and they are coming to them to buy. But yeah, that's it over there.
Yeah, so Micah thing.
Sometimes the focus is going.
So can we? Oh, it's beginning to settle. My God, do you see what's happening?
Yeah.
It's settling. It's beginning to harden
yes,
up.
I can see it. It's getting
Again.
Yeah, please let's quickly warm it, and then once it's ready, decide what is what quickly. Let's warm it again and bring it back. And when it's here, we just this one is okay. Please, if anybody wants it, decide what you want to do. Either you're doing layering or you're doing one whole color with a fragrance in it. So we can either have two colors. So you are doing two colors, then you are going with the translucent one at the bottom, the transparent one on top. So when we mold it, you see two layers. You see that.
I'm doing 2 layers.
You're doing 2 layers. Another thing you can do, if you don't want it to be like sitting on top of it, you can prop your soap mold like this and pour it here. So this one has to set. Then you flip it over and pour the other one. It sets. Then you leave it and top it up to make it full. So different ways of layering, either sitting on top or sitting side, and whichever way you can do it. Yeah.
Do we start pouring now?
Start pouring. First, mix. That is to mix your thing before we pour it in here. So mix it with your color and your fragrance first. Whatever you want to do it. Do it now.
Do I know the quantity?
Yeah. Pour just a little.
Is that okay?
Do a little bit more. Yeah.
Is that okay now?
Yeah.
So we mix it in France. We pour
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Mix it yourself. Pour. You can take the soap mold. If we can pass it on. Then
What do I mix with this now?
that one. Just keep it going round. You can use that to scoop your color, not too much, just a little, so that we don't waste time.
How much do I put in there?
You have to at this point gauge it, not too much, just a little bit.
Can I
And
have
then
the mold?
you know that as it dries, the fragrance comes out more, so you consider all of that.
So just put a little bit in.
Yeah, little bit.
These are like some.
Yeah. Oh.
No, it has another cover on top of it.
Up already.
No,
So what do we
it
have
has another cover on top of it.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah,
Oh, yes, so
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Oh, can someone Sheila, please check quantity for you.
yeah.
The nails is there.
It has a cover on top of it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it has another cover seated on top of it.
There's both of. Oh, okay.
There is.
So I pour this in there first.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, stir it up. Yeah, put a little more. That's enough. So about 5 drops, 5 to 6 drops should be enough. Stir it up.
Stir it.
Check the fragrance if it's okay. If you're not adding any, is that the translucent one?
No, this is so hard.
Is this is that or the white one?
I put nothing in there yet. I should have put that in first. Is it
There's nothing in there. There's no soap in there.
I should have put this in there first.
Yeah.
How much I put in?
Enough to feel, depending on the design you want to do. That's enough.
I just want to clear.
You want it clear? Then here, take it.
And then I mix. Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
did say, didn't you?
Yeah.
I must, you
Not
pour
too
this
much because you
first.
create a lot of air bubbles. So
Yeah,
just a
not too
little.
much, and then pour it in.
Pour it in.
Oh, let me just do that.
Thank
Pour it in there.
Yeah.
I just want it clear off, clear to
Are you doing something else on top of it, or the
No.
whole batch is
I
just
just
complete?
want coke, this with
Just like that?
coconut fruit, yeah.
Just like that. No herbs, no rose. You want to do some rose?
Where's the herbs and stuff? Oh, we can put stuff in it.
You can put stuff in it. I want us to do everything in one go.
Okay.
I'll let Ivy bring. So,
Yeah.
Ivy, can you get us some? Yeah, petals, some rose.
Please.
You want to top it up, or you think that size is enough?
No, I think that's
one
fine.
we put in a soap. It's supposed to be dry.
What's that? Sit again.
Herbs.
Yeah, it's dry.
Yeah.
It's dry.
It's not the fresh one.
No.
Yeah.
It's dry. It's dry.
Herbs, yeah. So I've got coconut in there.
Yeah. Just a little. Just a little, not too much. Yeah. Mix it and see if you like it. If it's not too.
Is this a natural?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what
My kids are all natural.
yes.
You want it to mix it.
Yes. Is that too late to put in there or?
You have to mix it in your bowl before you put it in
I
here.
don't know. I just
You want to do?
I just put some petals in there.
Ivy. Pardon, Sydney. Because there's another one who looks like her, but she's in the office. Yeah.
Yeah, so not Ivy.
It's Ivy, Sydney.
It's Cindy.
Yeah.
Cindy, can I have some petals? I can
Yeah.
put some
Check in
petals
there for some dried herbs.
Please.
You know.
Well, look, it's hardening already.
Is it hardening?
Yeah. Well, it's got a layer at the top, the skin.
It's beginning to harden. It's beginning to harden up.
Yeah. But what if I?
You know what?
Let me just test it out. See what happens. Oh.
It's hardening up.
It's hardening up. Yeah.
You want
my
us?
own is hardening up.
Did it not warm up? No. What you have, you can't use it like that.
I can't use it like that. I thought you would have to mix it together.
But it's hardening up.
It's
It
hardening
is.
up. Yeah, it's not supposed
She
to.
even helped me to add a bit
You
of.
have to work fast.
Yeah. So I think I'll just leave mine like
Leave
this.
yours like that.
Yes.
Do I have to use another one?
We have to. It has to go back into the
Oven.
Into the microwave.
microwave,
so
but
now
not
I'm
in that
gonna
bowl
leave
because that
mine.
one I don't think is microwave safe.
Yeah.
Else, if it was, it would have been okay in the microwave.
So what do I do?
This
So basically, the best way to do it is have everything prepared
prepared and work very fast.
and work fast.
And
Oh,
it's
it's-
another
it's-
thing,
yeah.
when you want to make
It's
Two layer. what is any
It's fine,
recommendation
because
which
it's
one
hardening
to
up
be
now.
first?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not
Decide which one you want to do first. Melt it, work with
I
it
need to
quickly.
put it back.
Then you
That
melt
one.
the
So
next
this cannot
one.
go into the
Anything can be first, either this or that.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Did you say
These are
Spritz it, but I don't see
She said the
bubbles.
plastic
Do you see
cannot go into
bubbles?
the microwave.
No.
no?
These are silicone.
Yes,
So
silicone.
if I put this for the first layer and put it in a little bit in the microwave.
It would work.
Yeah. Because it is hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
You want to try that?
Yeah.
Hey, yours is hard
It's
already.
hard.
Put it like she suggested. Put
Yeah.
it in the silicone
Yeah.
in your mold and pop it in the microwave and let
Oh,
it
that will
melt.
go. Okay.
And what about the colors? It's
So-
just.
A little, just a little. Mix it in your small.
But first we put how to say color and smell, and after that we put the
No, put the
salt
first.
Yeah.
If I think at that point, warm it first
Yeah,
because it's hardening up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
warm it.
Could I just ask, when do I spray it?
Immediately after you finish pouring. So once it's still soft, so now it's late now. So what you want to do, if you want to pop it back in so that you can add your herbs and everything,
Yeah.
but let someone try it first and let's see if,
Oh, if it works.
in the microwave with the silicone mold.
Yeah.
Yeah, immediately. Is it dry? It looks like it's
It's
hardening up.
dry. Yes, it's dry. So you can't. So it's no
Yeah.
point. So you have to do it. So
No, don't spray it.
Don't
It's,
spray it,
it's,
it's hard. Yeah. We have to oil make it. Yeah, we have to make it in the microwave and let it bring it. So as soon as you pour it in,
you spritz it.
you spray it as soon as you pour it in. Right. Okay.
How come everybody's own got dried like that?
Yeah. Just
Right.
But I'm very warm here too, so the room temperature is not cold at all.
yeah.
But it hardened up too quickly. Did it work?
Yes.
Good. So let's work on it quickly.
Oh, sorry.
Be hot. Be careful.
Thank you.
So do I spray it now?
Yeah, if you've got air bubbles, spray it now.
You did the.
Huh? Did it work?
Yes. It's okay.
But make sure that you clean all the edges nicely so that your soap looks clean on the sides. Because now, if not, top it up and let it come full so that all the edges are looking nice.
Can I top it up with another thing?
Yeah,
Can I mix?
Oh, someone's got
it's
this.
hardening up.
Need melting again.
You know what you can do? Let this settle. Let it settle. So let it
So,
harden up. Then you
Do I
can
spray it now?
spray it now. Then when it's hardened up, we can top it up again with another layer.
I have to do it straight away. So as soon as I melt this, I have to spray it.
Yeah.
I can't even find. Oh, okay. I'm thinking it's
Is it
not coming.
working?
It's the same thing, rubbing alcohol. The
Yeah,
same
I'm just
thing.
checking where.
The
Because I have
nozzle
my
is.
glasses on.
Oh,
I can't
yeah.
touch my glasses.
It's okay.
Uh,
Oh gosh.
Go back.
Come far.
Yeah, just.
Go back and spray.
This is
I don't think that
golden.
one is spritting well. It looks like it's not giving you. It's giving you shooting one. Use
Yes.
this one.
This one
It
is
sprays
not,
well. You get it? Uh-huh.
Right, put this in.
it's not coming out. Okay.
Oh, where's it? Oh, you've got the thing there.
Better.
Is that
That's
enough?
better. That's enough.
Do I mix it again?
No, leave it.
Ah, you said to me to clean.
I think you
Yeah.
need to add more on it.
Did it bubble over?
Yes, it's
Oh, you want to change the mold?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to change the mold? You're sure? Because then it's not going to give you a clean soap cast, because you know we are. So pour it gently into another one, and then you can have a nice soap.
Can I pour this one as well into another one? What? But you said to put
It's
another
hard. Is it
layer.
not hardening up?
You said to put
Yeah,
another
yeah,
layer.
yeah.
I'll do that.
It's the first attempt. It'll be a bit messy, but don't worry. I like that. It's much better, that one.
Yeah.
become too hot. All of
Oh,
Yes.
look at your notes.
together.
Doesn't matter, it's not
Okay.
And then you give it to me. Anyone else? You? No?
She needs more.
Do you want that in my phone? Just put it so I can add a bit to my own as well.
How long is
Can we still use this?
Yes.
It's not very hard.
No. Oh no. Then we have to melt it.
You have to melt that.
Yes. Just melt it again. Great. Yeah.
Yes, you should check it.
I'll give you. It's a soap. And it's now I need to spray it.
Yeah. Use that one.
I need
Not too close. Go far. Yeah. And just let it spray over it. And
few times.
yeah, make sure you're breaking all the air bubbles. If it's not enough, let's empty this one in there. Or we've got another pack.
Oh, is that all that's yours, isn't it?
Put everything, yes. Do you want to put something there? Okay.
Oh, the camera's there. Yeah.
I need to go over there.
I like that. Yeah.
Somewhere
So now, you when it smells like this, you spray it.
Be careful.
Yeah, please. Yeah. People please write your name, today's date,
Thank
and your
you.
experience.
To share one together.
We don't have enough.
Yes.
We don't have enough.
They give me the other one. Can you give me the other bottle?
Yeah, please. Can you pass it? Top it up so that you can spray.
We're talking about our experience. today.
Experience, yeah. Today experience for today's class.
What's this?
Mica.
That's
So
mica.
the colors are mica, pigment, and then we also have there's another one that is used for the candles, the wax one, the wax colors we've got in there. So wax melted Yeah.
Can I use this now or do I wait a bit?
Yeah, no. Oh, for your other one.
Yes. Can I put it on top of it? You said to let it
Settle, yeah. Because now this is very hot. So if you put it on top of it's going to mix up. You know what I mean?
Will it not come out better?
Mine it's make like that.
Yours mixed up, yeah.
I need to wait a little
Wait a
bit.
little bit, then you pour it on. You get what I mean? So you
So
shouldn't
can I
have
move it a bit?
it is going to get hard. So when you are ready to use it, you may have to warm it a little bit to get it into that liquid state.
Yeah, but that one I said that is the best way because you give me an option that we can make two layers.
Yeah.
But now with experience, we know that is the first layer.
Yes.
It needs to be a
Yeah.
little- But otherwise, if you know only the theory,
No, yeah. So you have to practice it to know exactly what to do. So what you did was pour the first layer in. You didn't wait for it to settle, and then quickly pour the second layer,
It was
and it mixed up.
settled, but the other was too hot.
Was too
So
hot.
it meant
Okay.
it-
So now we know that we don't have to let it
yeah.
be too hot, but still be in the workable state to pour it
It will
and then have a
come
layer.
while we are going to practical.
Yeah, a lot
So
of.
do I wait for this to cool down a bit?
A
Then?
little bit.
Yeah, wait for the one in your soap mold
You want
itself.
some?
I was thinking that. Everything is mixed together.
Do we need to put our
You want a
name
pen? Do we have the list of people doing the photography? You know the number? The photography workshop.
I can let them to say photographic workshop.
Yeah. The idea was to close at 12:30, isn't it?
Yeah. What time is it now?
It's about 11:25.
Oh.
Actually 11:21, not 25. If this class, if it's settled, can we then see if we can start doing cold process soap? So then we can pack most of the things up. If we can wash some of the jugs quickly, then we can, if we are done. So because this is just waiting to settle.
It's still not settled.
If you're ready with your design and you're sure you're not going to do any top up, let's move it to that table for it to sit and settle. Let's tidy up the table a little bit and let's see if we can do cold process soap now.
You put it on.
Let's see one simple recipe.
Yeah,
soap.
take that so I can put it on here and I'll bring it every day.
What is the date of the photographic workshop?
The 8th
8th,
of May and the 1st of May and 8th of May. So 2 days. 1st
1st
or 8th.
or?
So not 1st.
Okay.
1st or 8th.
Okay.
Just one day, yeah?
Yeah, just one day. 3 hours.
1 day.
Please, what's that name?
3
Cine.
hours.
How do you spell your name?
SINNNIE.
S-I-N-N-I-E.
Yes. If anyone wants to join the photographic workshop, just sign in. Thank you.
I think we can leave the colors and we can leave the fragrance oils. But let's pack them up nicely. Everything else, if we can pack them away. Cine,
Yes.
you have the handout for recipes.
Right, so what do you want us to do? Clear this
Let's
up,
clear that up.
and
These have
Good, I
some
like-
soaps in it.
Why don't you put your mold on a flat surface? Because no, look at your soap. It's tilted. Put it on a flat.
oh, okay.
Good.
Oh, I'll put it on.
This too is
Thank
the
you.
So
recipe.
do I spray this now?
It
Yeah.
has a little bit of soap.
Yeah, you said to
Let it dry.
Yeah, it's
And
dry.
then and then we can collect it and put it all in one container.
Yeah?
Not that one because we may use
Oh.
it for soup. Let's see. Or put it all in one of this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
These also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then we
put
can wash it.
So these are to be washed, yeah? Or you're going, no, you're going to, can you reuse this? There's
Yeah,
still
if we
quite
can-
a lot in there.
If we can scrape
Yeah.
it and put
Have you
it
got
here.
yeah, you just use that.
Yeah.
Is there a spoon or, yeah, can I have a spoon? 'Cause it's much oily. Yeah, thanks.
I will take all
Here,
my hand.
if this will help.
Do you need to write down the name? Do they need to write down the name
For the photography, yeah.
for the soap?
For the soap, if only they can easily identify their soap, then they don't have to. If you cannot
Yeah,
easily
I know
identify
my
it,
soap.
okay, then they have to write their names.
My soap is just plain. Do you give this to Michelle?
Yeah, please give it to Cine.
Cine.
Cine,
Thank
please.
you. Thank you.
Can you check if we have olive oil? Yeah. If not, we can do shea butter, coconut oil. Yeah. If we don't have olive oil, let's do. We have olive oil.
Yes.
Is it a lot or is nearly finished?
Yes.
It's a
I
lot.
think half.
How? Check if we have enough coconut oil. Let's use 2 different oils. I'm not sure my scale is working either. So it doesn't look like it's working. Yeah. You've been filming for a while.
Yes. we
I
have
need
enough
to
coconut oil.
washing that one.
Coconut.
Or
So can I have 1 coconut oil, 1 shea butter? Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We just leave it here and
No.
it's,
Can we wash it?
yeah.
Also check if we have sponge in there, Cine. Sponge to wash them. Because I don't want us to use the center
Right,
sponge.
that's the same, isn't it? So I can,
Yeah, you can put it on there.
Oh, this is still, this is still fluid, look.
Is it? Then let's wait for it to harden up.
It's not hard enough yet.
Or there we go.
It's not hard enough, so
It's
we'll
not
leave
hard.
it, no.
Or we can pour it here so it
Do
hardens
you
up here.
want to put it in there?
Yeah. So it hardens up there.
Oh, it's hot
No.
in there for some reason.
It is very hot, so I'm a bit surprised that the
Yeah, it's not hot.
this room is always hot.
When we first started, it was cold.
It was. Yeah. When we first came in, it was.
And then after that, it just started.
Or does it feed on our temperature? Does it feed on our temperature, our body temperature?
There's quite a few of them in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bring the oil. Have it also here.
No, bring the oils here, please. Olive oil,
The good thing is,
olive oil, coconut oil.
the good thing is you can reuse it.
Yeah. Another thing is, I think all our digital stuffs have run out of battery. Let's see which of the scales are good enough to use. Yeah. Can we check the scales? Because it looks like the batteries are down. I can't use it. Is that one working?
Right, so that's that one.
No?
So you need to wash this out.
Yes, this one is working.
That one is working. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So this one is not working. Please put this back. How many scales do we have? We should have more, like 5.
I've never taken a look. I only found
Only 3 scales.
That is a soap.
Can I have a stick blender, please? Stick blender.
Yeah, I said that is a soap, we don't need. Pardon? That one is a soap, you don't need the water.
Yeah, that's true. Right.
I'm making you run around a lot.
it's okay.
Sorry. I want us to just try. Yeah. Yeah. You mean, can you use the oil with the fragrance and everything? Yeah. Now we are going into cold process soap. We finished melt and pour. Because melt and pour is just basic. It's just soap that has been made for you already. You're just adding colors and fragrance and that's it. Or if you want to add herbs, that's it. Now we are going into proper soap from scratch. Hopefully we'll be able to do a simple batch now before we go. But I want to talk about the Lyle calculator and another way I have found to be able to generate soap making recipes are from ChatGPT. So we'll explore those two, and if there's time, we'll do the soap today. If not, then we push the soap for next week. But I believe there'll be time to do some soap today. Can we? I wanted us to say, do we have an empty container for this so we can pour this out? And
I'm sorry, what are we doing now?
now we are going into cold process soap. We are talking about cold.
Yeah, cold, yeah. Cold.
I've also got some recipes I can give you to copy if you want to. I don't know if they gave it to you in the previous class. Okay, so I've got some recipes you can definitely copy. 12 ounces, like it's according to measurements. Basically, if this is a big measure, it's a big recipe for you, you just half it. So everything else just half. Another thing I failed to mention is if you're using water as your carrier for the lye, it has to be distilled water, because basically most of the water that runs from the tap has extra additives to it that may react, may have more chlorine or something, that fluoride that may react with the lye. Yeah, that one. But I didn't bring some today.
That's my water actually, I'm thirsty.
Because it was like I was going for it, I'm thirsty.
No, I know.
Is that yours? No, that's
No,
hers.
that's mine.
Okay, so we'll just use water from the tap today, but it's not advisable to use water from the tap. It has to be distilled water. Do we have distilled water there? Yeah. In the... No,
We didn't use still water before.
we did not. Tap water. We use it there. But it should be distilled water. So if you go to your Play Store or whatever you upload and you just type Lyle calculator, so LYE calculator, it will pop up. Different ones will pop up. I think there is a soap for me that works. So we'll explore 3 ways of doing that. That works. I'm going to have to get my own phone and then I'll take you through the process.
But that one is application.
Yeah, it's an app. Please, if you are watching me online, I'm going to have to take my gloves off, okay? Just because I'm going to use my phone now, so don't judge me. I know we are in the soap making class, I have to put my gloves on, so I totally understand. But at this point, my hand is sweaty and very uncomfortable, and I may not be able to use my keypad on the phone if I don't do it. But always use.
Is it the light calculator for soap?
Yeah.
We have to install it.
You have to install it if you want to be able to create your own recipes. So install. Let me go. Where's my app store? I don't even know where it is. App store. Play Store. App Store is for those using iPhone, isn't it?
Yes.
Play Store is for Android. So Soap Cow. I think that the one that I used to use, it's been a long time now, but the one that I used to use is the Soap Cow, the green one, Soap Cow.
Is the soap cow?
Yeah.
Oh,
Can I have a
But wait, hold a minute. Maybe good ones have come because I see that some of them have more.
Cow. Okay, thank you.
Hold on. Hold on, let's get the more up-to-date one.
Okay.
I see that there are more ones that
Oh, right. Okay.
people have uploaded.
It's a soap calculation, yeah. That's most of them use.
Yeah,
that
soap
one.
making friend. Which one most of them use?
I have on my computer, but let's have a look if I find on a.
Let's do the first one, soap making friend. Soap making friend.
What does it look like?
This one, the yellow, this one. That's the one that came
Soap
first.
making friend.
Soap making friend. I'll install that.
I have to delete this one.
And then we'll take you through the process.
Friendly.
So we'll try three ways. I can give you recipes to go with. You can also create your own recipes from the soap making calculator. And the last one is to ask ChatGPT to create a recipe for you based on your ingredients, and we'll explore all those three. Okay, so we can discuss my recipe here. I think it's a whole lot of recipes.
What's the name again?
Can we just see
Chef,
how it's
soap
looking
making
that I
friendly?
can
Soap making
that
friendly.
application?
Yeah.
Here, SF yellow soap making friend.
And it's in.
So
Soap making friend.
Yeah,
Soap making. Yeah, soap making friend. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Not friendly. Friend.
Yeah. So I think it's like that.
Soap making friend.
Oh, it's gone. It's actually gone. So they've got it for liquid soap and bar soap recipe. Select units and measure. So first, okay. So should we go through it? If anybody, is anybody going to? Do you want to use it now? No. No, nobody.
Because we have
You don't have a. You can use the internet from here. Yeah, yeah. We'll go through it. So I thought everybody had it. Then we can open it and then go through how to use it. Yeah.
Everything's computer now.
Everything is computerized. This is quite straightforward though, as I look at it.
something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so we are doing a solid soap and we are using sodium hydroxide. When you look at
When you open, it's looking like that.
okay, so if you're looking, if you're watching us, we are trying to create our own soap recipes. And I said that in this class, you're going to explore three main ways of creating your own soap recipe. If you want to know what a soap recipe is, a soap recipe, just like a cooking recipe or cake recipe, whatever, that are the ingredients you put together to make your soap. And I said previously in our earlier class that to make a soap, you need two main ingredients. Once you have those ingredients, you've made soap. You need your lye and your oils. Sini, one more. Can I borrow you for a minute? Can I have the lye? So your lye is basically is the main ingredient for your soap. Without the lye, you cannot produce soap. I mentioned that people had said because lye is corrosive or is very caustic, can they do away with lye when they are producing your soap? You cannot do away with lye. You definitely need lye as part of your soap making recipe if you are producing soap from scratch. So this is caustic soap. Obviously, this is not the one I would advise that you use if you are producing soap on a commercial level, or if you're producing soap that has the best qualities for you personally or for your family or whatever. This one is because it's in this class, I've not really gone ahead to, but it will still produce soap. It's just that this particular one was created for the drains. So it's caustic soda with some other additives that we are not looking to have in our soap if we are going to use it for actual soap for yourself on commercial level. So if you want to do soap on commercial level, look for caustic soda meant for soap, and that comes with nothing else but pure caustic soda. All right, so these two, this and your oils, whatever it is, coconut oil, shea butter, ours is shea butter, and your caustic soda will produce soap. Can you produce soap with just one oil? Yes. Can you produce soap with just one butter? Yes. But just know that you have limited properties. So if I'm producing soap with only olive oil, I'm going to have just the properties of olive oil in my soap. But if I combine olive oil and shea butter, where olive oil is lacking in some property, shea butter will make up for it, because olive oil obviously will give us a moisturized soap, but it's a soft soap. So in that case, shea butter also provides moisture, all right, but will make up for the hardness of the soap. So it's good to combine oils. um, that being said, you also have to be very careful with too many oils you would combine. For me, my maximum oils I'll combine will be 3. One, because I'm thinking of the cost of production. Too many oils makes your soap production very expensive. And how much are you going to sell it for somebody to want to buy soap? And they are thinking of, everybody is now thinking of how to save money now. If I go into Asda now, I can get a bar of soap, maybe 50p. I don't know, but it depends. But then, if that's not to say you can't sell your soap. You can obviously sell your soap because your soap has very high qualities, but you have to market it a lot because the person have not used it before. You have to prove to them that my soap has this, it has this, it has this, it's good for you. But if it's on the shelf and your packaging is not speaking for you, you are not there to do that explanation. So you have to consider all of those in mind as you produce your soap. Maximum 3 different oils is enough for you, unless you're doing it for yourself. Then you can obviously add all the things you need to add in there. And I think one high thing that we had talked about was, because in soap production, especially here in the UK, you have to go through a lot of processes for your recipe to be approved. Always make sure that you document your process as you go along, so that you don't leave anything out. So in today's, if we happen to do a cold process soap today, I would look at how everybody is documenting it. We added 2 spoons of this. We added 1 drop of this. We added this quantity of oil. We added this. We did that. First this, second this. Document every step of the way, because if you want to produce soap commercially, meaning if you want to sell your soap, you have to take your recipe for approval. And once that is approved, you cannot change the recipe, not even increase the amount of fragrance oil you put in there. It may be the same oils and quantities of oils and quantities of this, but if your recipe that went for approval said you added 5 drops of essential oil, specifically 5 drops of lavender oil, and you're reproducing that recipe and you say 6 drops of lavender oil, you've changed the recipe. And once they get to know, that is going to be, you're going to be in trouble. So stick to the recipe. That is why you have to document every step, so you don't miss a step. And you know that this was the batch that went for approval. I'm replicating it, basically. So that's another thing that I think that I had to talk about with a new group that joined us this morning. If I left anything out, please let me know, and I'll talk about it from those who were in last week's class, because last week we discussed a lot. So right now we've downloaded the app, and if you look on the phone, so the app we downloaded was Soapmaking Friend, and that was the app we use. When you go on the app, you can see that at the top they have the liquid and solid soap recipe, and they have 2 different types of soap. I can now see here that they've even added hybrid soap. Hybrid soap means you're adding the potassium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide together to make a soap. But initially it was just a sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. So now we are going for the sodium hydroxide completely cold processed soap. So we are going to select that. So that will give you the remaining things you need to add. Then you go to number 2. Number 2 is asking you to select the unit of measurement. So whether you are going to be measuring in percentages, obviously not percentages, grams, kilograms, pounds, or ounces. So whatever scale unit you're going to be using to do your measurement, key that in. And I think we are going for grams. Grams. So you select grams, and then as you select it, you see that it brings you next to the amount of liquid in recipe. So the amount of liquid you're putting in recipe here is just 1. So it's either you're using it in percentages, like concentrates, or so I'll go for 2:1 as a ratio, or we go for the percentages as it has calculated it, or you go for the liquid as a percentage of oil. So you select whichever one you want. You are just feeding the app with how you want it to present your recipe to you, basically. So then you can either select it as 2:1. It means that liquid is to lye ratio. That means that it's giving you 2 portions of liquid to 1 portion of lye. Either go for that, or you can also go for the 33.33% lye concentration. Just pick up anything you want. It will present the recipe to you in the way you understand it. So either you are going for the ratio format or you are going for the percentage format. I'll go for the ratio format. Then it talks about superfat. So your superfat is usually 5%. That one you don't have to change it. I think it's a minimum of 5% of extra moisture, and I'll talk about that. So when you've done all your soap and you want some added moisture, you can add 5% of my superfat, I can say, will be my olive oil into it raw. So that is not going to be saponified. So after the saponification has gone on, you just increase that 5% as an addition to it to give you extra moisture. So 5% is okay. It's already giving us 5% as superfat, so we just leave it like that. Then it's select oils. So here you click on the select oils. It's going to bring out all the oils that you want to work with. So if you want, in your recipe you are using almond oil, you select the almond oil, whatever oil you want to use. So let's see, what we have here is olive oil, and so I'm going to look for olive oil, shea butter, and coconut, and select those 3. I can see goose fat. I just passed by goose fat.
You see,
Yeah, it came up. Have you seen
they,
coconut?
they have a anti-inflammatory
Properties. That's good. That's so good. So
Coconut oil is 3 kind of.
there are 3 types of coconut oil. I've not seen it. Yeah, so they have the coconut oil virgin.
I put that.
Then they have the fraction. So the virgin means that it's pure.
Pure, yeah.
So I think this says pure because this says 100% pure. You should have it stated on it. So then we'll go for the that one. Then shea butter. As for this shea butter, I don't think it's pure, if you ask me, because when I opened it, it looks like a lot of things have been mixed.
That's not, is it? That's not pure.
Yeah. Shea. S. Shea butter. Shea butter. Have you seen it? Yeah, shea butter. Where is it now? Okay, so we'll go for the shea. They say it's pure, but it doesn't look pure, so I'll just take pure. That's what they say. Then we have olive oil. MNOP.
Whatever oil you like.
Oh,
You can put
IJKL,
olive oil as an extra. Or shea butter.
Olive
Yeah,
oil.
she said it is okay.
This is olive pomace, yeah? Yeah, olive oil pomace. So that's it, yeah. So
What about the shea oil? Butter, shea butter.
yeah, shea butter, just pure. So we are done?
Yeah.
3 oils.
Coconut, olive oil, and shea butter.
Okay. So
Okay.
now we are talking about how many. So at this point, you're going to tell the lye calculator which of them you want more. So yourself, just decide, maybe I want 2 of this, 1 gram, 1 gram, or 3 grams, 1, 2 grams. So you feed it in because the oils have come. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm going to select it and key in myself. Say maybe I want, I think 2 grams would be too small.
It's
Just
a
small.
percentage.
The dates saying
Grams.
percentage.
Grams, yeah.
It's 2 grams.
Yeah. I'm lost. Probably.
Are you lost?
I'm lost.
Yeah.
Okay, if this, are you lost as well? If that is difficult, I've got a lot of recipes here, but just to take you through
but
this,
that one is good to know. Like,
it's good to know
yeah,
this.
Yeah.
Because
Another
I
thing,
was downloading when you started talking.
so you're lost.
So
Another thing is download ChatGPT.
I've got ChatGPT.
You've got ChatGPT. If anybody's looking for, that's the
No,
ChatGPT.
no.
It looks like the brain.
I've got it on my phone.
You've
It's
got it.
gone. Oh, is that it?
Oh, it's gone here. Here.
Okay, it's called
ChatGPT.
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 Okay.
GPT.
So I'm going to speak to ChatGPT and I'll show you how to do it. I would like you to produce a soap, a cold process soap making recipe for me. In this recipe, I want to have oil pomace, shea butter, and pure coconut oil in there. Can you give me the quantities to use in this property? Also include some quantities for fragrance and superfat, and break this recipe down. If possible, can you include the properties that this soap will have? Thank you. So this makes life easier for you.
Yeah, but sometimes if you ChatGPT, I'm agree that is easy because it give you
Quick response.
quick response, yeah. But it's to know application as well. It's good to can read it. For example, if we see that recipe on that calculator, we need to know what to do, and that one is additional skills and
It's
the
additional
top
skills.
one.
So we'll go back. This is to tell us to go back to the lab calculator because she wants to know how to use the lab calculator. So we'll definitely go back to that. But because we've jumped onto here, let's see what ChatGPT gave us.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to copy it. Everybody is on WhatsApp here.
Yes.
So I'll copy it. And can you pass me my phone? You have to bear with me, please. Because I'm always in the office with Ivy. So I'm used to calling Ivy. My bag. Because I have the skill dance. Sinnie. SINNIE.
Your bag.
Bag, yeah. Once you get how to do your own recipe, it's easier to get this gift. Because I don't have that. Paste. Are you on WhatsApp?
Okay, let me check.
I think the only person is not there is you. Should I send you an email?
Yes, please.
Will you see it then? Okay.
Yet to receive anything from you.
No, not yet. I'm going to send.
Is this?
Cold process.
This is you.
Yes, this is me.
Forward to Soapmaking group. Soapmaking group. Okay, so I just sent it to you. I'm going to try and send it to you as well.
Pretty that our windows in their natural light.
Yeah.
You need to join the group. I invited you.
Okay.
Can you give me a start
so
of
this is
your
number.
Gmail?
Yes, this is my number.
A start of your Gmail address. Start it like spell it. MS. I want it to pop.
J.
MS dot J. It's popped out. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So now let's look at it. I think it's giving a So it's giving us the ounces we need for soap making. If you look at it, can everybody see it?
Yeah.
It's calculated it all of us. It's giving it to us in ounces and in percentages. And that was what the calculator was going to do for us. When we put it in ounces, it will give us the percentage equivalent. So this one has done it for us. So it has given us the pomace, that is the olive oil, as 7 ounces, and that is 22%. So the whole soap, if the whole soap bar is 100%, 22% of that is going to be our olive oil.
Yeah.
Then 5 ounces of that, which is equivalent 16%, will be the shea butter, and then 12% will be coconut oil. So if you look at this based on the ounces it's giving us, it can tell us that we are going to have hard oil, hard soap, because coconut oil has hardness, and you can even tell when you open it up that is very, very hard. I think the room is warm, so it's melting it. But naturally, when coconut oil is in its cold state, it's very hard to even break. So then if it's giving us 12%, it means we'll have hardness in there. It also means that we are going to have moisture in there, because it's 22% of olive oil. So that is something to think about as you're working out your soap making recipe, basically. But from what I see here, this is a good soap.
So you know, people who do their own business, do they follow this?
You have to follow a working recipe. So because ChatGPT just came.
Okay.
Before ChatGPT, people were using the LAR calculator. That was all people were using. People still stick with that. But you know, every day new things are coming up. People are looking for easier and faster ways of doing things. And I even believe before the LAR calculator, I'm sure people were just working with what works for them. Like in the African culture, you know, we don't do measurements. We just pour. So I'm sure before then they were just, okay, I'll take a little bit of it, a little bit, and then do it. If it works up, they stick with that. There was nothing to work for them. Then the LAR calculator came. Now ChatGPT is there. Just feed it with the information you need, just like what you saw what I did. And then it's calculated it and it's told you everything you need to use in your quantities. But I'll say that, just like you said, don't rely on the LAR calculator completely. As it's giving it to you, prepare it and prepare it and use the soap and see if it works. Then you can stick with that. But obviously, I doubt that this recipe won't work. It will definitely work. Looking at what I have here, it's also giving us the properties. Now it's giving us the measurement for the lye, and it's giving us 4.6 ounces. So before we do this, we are measuring all our oils. All the oils in the hard state will have to be melted, because you're going to mix them together. You mix all the liquids together, like all your oils together. This, that. This is in solid state. This is in solid state. You can put them together and melt it in the microwave. We don't need to melt it separately. These can be put in one bowl, melt it together. Get your oil, melt it together. Put it together. Weigh them first before you melt it. Put it in one big bowl if you are mixing it here. Then we also have to measure out our lye, which is giving it to us at 4.6 ounces separately. Our water is 9 ounces. That is separately. And we know that we are putting the lye in the water and not water on lye. No. So we've measured everything separately. We are going to put this into that. After we've measured it, we mix it up. See that it's clear, because as you mix it up, you see that the water becomes cloudy and it heats up as well. So you have to leave it to cool down, or you can also put it in a water bath to cool down, to come to the temperature that you want it to be if you want to work very quickly. All the time, I think the temperature percentage you have to leave is a 5% difference of temperature between lye and your oil warmth, or if I'm saying temperature for the oil, basically. So that is it. The superfat is 5%. You don't need to add more. It's even told you don't need to add more oil as a superfat in this recipe. The recipe already counts for it, okay? So then the fragrance oils is giving us as 0.5 ounces. So that is about 1 to 2% of the total oil weight. So your fragrance oil is about 0.5 ounces of your total oil weight. So it gives that to you as well. I don't know how you can convert 0.5 ounces to a tablespoon, or we can do that conversion to make it easier to measure out your fragrance oils. then it's talking now about the properties. So you have the cleansing property there. This soap will be a good cleanser due to the presence of coconut oil, which provides strong cleansing properties. Moisturizing. Shea butter and pomace oil, which is the olive oil, offers great moisturizing properties to the soap, making it gentle and nourishing to the skin. Hardness. Coconut oil will contribute to the hardness of the soap, making it long-lasting and firm. Then lather. Coconut oil gives you that as well. Coconut oil will also provide good lathering and bubbly properties. Superfat. The 5% superfat ensures the soap is gentle on the skin and helps to maintain skin moisture. And then it talks here about the instruction. Safety first. Before starting, ensure you wear your gloves, goggles, all of that. We've talked about it. It's actually good. And then wait. So like it does a lot for you, basically. But then it looks like most of the things it's talking about here, we've talked about it. Combined, when both the oils and the lye solution have cooled to around, it's talking about Fahrenheit, but we use degrees Celsius. People in America use Fahrenheit. I think that ChatGPT is an American.
Definitely.
Yeah, so it's giving it to us in
Probably if you ask ChatGPT to make
Uh,
the different
yeah,
measurement
it will.
system, they will.
you will do it, definitely. So if you had said that, make sure that you're giving us measurements,
Ounces.
be specific, maybe in ounces or in degrees Celsius or something to do it for you, because you can do everything really. And so then you blend it together, add fragrance, pour, insulate, cure, all of that is here. So we've done that. ChatGPT is done. Let's go back to the lye calculator, because that was what somebody had discussed. So
I just want to ask something on that recipe. When it's calculate the oils are 76%, this means for another percentage, including all essential oils, lye of that.
yeah, we'll make up for the remaining.
It means remaining
20, yeah.
24% is separated
Yeah.
for
Different things.
ingredients.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense? Did anybody get confused? She's saying that the oils makes up. I think because she's added up the total oils. You see, the oils there's 20% of the pomace, there's 16%, and then there's 38%. So she's added up all those percentages, and that came to about 76. So it means that oil in this soap recipe,
whole
oils
soap-
is
Okay.
76%. So then it means that the remaining 24% will cater for the lye, the water, the fragrance, everything else. That was basically the question. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's go back to the lye calculator and finish that one off. Then we'll discuss some soap making recipes here. And when we are comfortable and there's more time, I doubt, because we've got 30 minutes, we may not be able to do soap today. Because we have to clean up and make sure that everything is back in its place before we leave the room. So quickly, let's finish with this one here.
Okay, just recap. First, we decide to make a solid soap for the first section.
Yeah.
And it's after that we're going for a second
Unit measurement.
Yeah, we decide to be a grams.
Grams.
On the third part, it's amount of liquid in a recipe.
Yeah.
What we are using here, the
Water.
no, it means
2:1.
liquid to ratio. This one.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's that super fat in the percentage we
It's
need to
5%.
take yes
It's
or
5. Recommended is 5. So that's leave it. They've done it for you. Don't touch it. Don't change it. That has popped up.
Yeah, but below that you have yes, no. We need to tick yes.
There's yes, no. Is there yes, no? I only see no.
Yeah, but yeah, that means that is not that. If we put it in yes, they will add that 5%.
Let me see. Okay, so when you say yes, it means it's added it. So no, okay, so then you have to make it yes.
Yes.
So
okay.
yes means that it's added it. Did you see that button there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it means that yes means it's activated the super fat in there.
Okay.
It's 5%.
We need to activate with yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
you need to activate it for it to add it to the calculator. Are we on the same page?
Yeah.
I think somebody said they were lost. Let's find out. You are still lost.
No.
You're okay.
Super fat is 5.
Yeah.
So
Say yes.
yes. Okay.
Great. So then we go to the oils. We've selected the oils already.
No.
Nobody has
Yeah.
selected. Okay, so
You said to just use one.
Let's do
we are
the
using 3.
coconut
No,
tree.
3.
So which one are you
olive
using?
oil,
Coconut or
Virgin,
and
olive oil, and shea
shea
butter.
butter.
Shea.
Coconut,
Shea. That's
Shea
the shea.
butter.
So coconut oil, virgin,
Yeah.
You need help.
and then
No,
Yes,
olive
and
oil.
you need to wait.
Olive oil is the pumice because it has on it that
Pumice.
pumice. Yeah.
So how many are we putting? For
Just select them, or have if you've selected all your oils, then now we'll come and put in the
3.
it's 3. Yeah. So let's make the coconut oil high because you're looking for hardness. So at this point, let's increase that one to
Coconut oil and what? And there is one other one. Shea butter.
Yeah.
Okay, shea butter. Is it shea butter or shea oil? Two different.
Shea butter.
Shea butter.
Like solid.
yeah. This is solid.
We can use previous recipe, like a guidance.
Yeah, to
how
do
many
it, to
grams
calculate
to
it.
put.
Yeah. So because we want more hardness, I've made that 7 grams. Then we'll make shea butter. Should we make shea butter and olive oil 3 or 4 grams each?
Coconut will be 7 grams.
Yeah, because we want more hardness. Let's just key it in and let's see.
Another one will be 4.
Hmm.
Okay, and its total will be 11.
15. 4, 4, 7. So total is 15 grams. That brings 100%.
Might not.
Do you see it?
Okay.
So
15.
yeah, coconut oil, my 7 grams gives us 46.67%. And then the shea butter, the 4 grams gives us 26.67%, the same as the olive oil. But you can vary it though. But I kept the olive oil and the shea butter the same gram. Or I can make one more than the other.
And it's just again recap, depends of what kind of property we want to have our soap. We decide which oils
Yeah, to
and
use.
butters we use. Okay.
So you must first know about the properties, the oils and everything. Then you decide the type of soap you're producing. So if we want to do additives, let's see what it's got there for additives. It's got activated charcoal, aloe powder, apricot kernel seeds. It's got all of those aquamarine blue pigments, baking soda, beeswax, all of these, buttermilk powder, citric acid clay, cocoa powder, coconut milk powder, all of those. If you want to add some additives, then here is where you're going to pick it up from. If you don't want any additives, then
Yeah,
no.
I'll put clay. Usual on a recipe, they often use clay.
Clay. So should we pick clay then? Should we leave it? We don't have clay here
I'm just
though.
about to ask if we got clay.
We don't have clay.
Yeah, okay, let's use.
We have to pick what you want.
something
Or you
else.
can, if you can bring clay next week.
Yeah, okay.
Or we should go for coffee grounds. That one is easier to get.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we go,
Okay,
we pick that and we go for coffee or coconut milk powder. I should go for the coffee, is it? We settle on coffee.
Yeah, coffee because you can get that.
Easily get coffee.
Easily get coffee.
So
Okay.
where is that?
So how do I get rid of
Just for
clay?
studying.
Just click it again.
Yeah.
The one you don't want, click it again to go off.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
For studying purpose, just one is enough just to see how
To
it's
see
going
how
daily.
it's going. Now you see that as we clicked on the coffee grounds, it's telling you at what point you want to add that coffee ground. Add a trace. So I think trace is something I've not mentioned. Now when we have everything in the liquid state, liquid oil, liquid your lye solution, everything, and then you pour the lye in the oil. As you're pouring it, you'll be stirring it gradually. You can stir it with a spoon or even with your no, not that one. This is where
Oh,
you're
that's
going to
wood,
be
yeah.
using your stainless steel
Stainless steel.
or
yes. Yeah, but for here.
or the silicone. No, for these ones it's just for
Oh.
mixing up.
Okay.
For coffee grounds, what do we put for grounds?
We've not done that yet. We'll decide in a minute what would want to put in. But I have a belief that I'll intentionally put a bigger quantity for the grounds and see what the thing tells me. if it is going to advise us to step it down, or I want to know what other properties it does. So let's put like 30 grams here and see what it says. Yeah.
So,
It didn't say anything.
What is added trace?
Add a trace. I'll talk about trace very soon. So I don't think 30 is advisable. We'll just step it down to 5 grams. At this point, you have to experiment, because you're going to do the soap and see if it works, actually works as soap.
Instead of 30, we put now 5.
5.
Okay.
Okay. Now, add as trace is when the liquid oils and the lye solution comes together with agitation. So at this point, you're putting agitation in it. Remember, both of them are their warm states. So you need a little bit of temperature and agitation to turn it into saponification, to move that stage to saponification, where it becomes soap. When it becomes soap and it's beginning to thicken up, just similar to what we had for the melt and pour, that is when you are thinking, is it time for me to be pouring now or to carry on? Now, if you carry on with your stick blender, you are going to get it very, very thick. I've not talked about trace yet. I'm just talking about the levels of thickness as you go on. More agitation gives you more thickness. Aside that, some additives like fragrance oils and some colors can accelerate trace. So trace is when your soap is becoming very, very thick. And the reason why it got that name is, as you use your stick blender, when you pull it out and you try and draw a circle, you can see that you've actually drawn a circle, and that is what is called trace. So you've done a trace. Just like you're doing your pancake and you mix your butter. When you mix it and you pick your spoon out and you do, like, you wriggle a trace on it, you can see that it leaves a trace. So all of that can tell you, as we practice, will tell you, oh, it's time to start pouring now, or I want to go a bit more. But remember, as you're going a bit more with just the soap, because at this point you've not added any fragrance. Some fragrances accelerate trace. So you have to experiment to know how every additive behaves. Once you add a little bit of agitation, saponification has started taking place anyway. If it is not going there, you would know. I was told by the volunteer, Ola, that the yellow caustic soda does not make soap. So we may try that on a small quantity as well, so that you would know when soap is not forming. And then you can tell when soap is forming based on the reaction for both. So we'll just experiment with that as well. But at least they've told me that one doesn't work.
Was terrible.
Yeah. So then I want to believe that has more of the ingredients for unblocking drains in there. That is why.
I believe so.
Yeah, because if it was totally caustic soda pure one, it should definitely work, unless you've left the caustic soda for a very long time. That's another thing too. I think because of that came up, let me talk about caustic soda. Now, when you get caustic soda off the shelf and you start using it, use it within a year. After a year, you have to stop using it, because obviously the potency would have dropped. So when you're using it for your soap making recipe, it may not work. Now imagine you doing a large quantity of soap, oils, you've mixed all your oils, you've put it together. You've also mixed up your lye, and you've poured it in, you've done the agitation and done agitation. You can see that there is no reaction going on. It's like you're still mixing oil. So your best bet is when you buy it, because you don't know how long it's actually been on the shelf. I believe you can also check the expiry date and all of that. But once you have it, it should be within a year. After a year, don't use it again. Another thing too is you have to store it in an airtight container, because caustic soda on its own, or sodium hydroxide on its own, attracts moisture to itself. So the longer you leave it to stay, if it's not in an airtight container, will be attracting moisture onto itself, and it will be losing its potency. So basically, this is something you have to consider as well, because we talked about caustic soda. So should we go back to the recipe and finish the... So we've just added coffee grounds. Now let's go on.
So what is liquid discount? Do we press yes or no on that?
Yeah, press yes. So then it means that it's going to add it to it. So it's telling you that it's a trace that we are adding the coffee grounds. And because we don't know how the coffee grounds will behave in the soap, we'll probably add it at early trace. So there's early trace, and the traces are in levels. Early, medium, and you can see the high trace. You're just getting very thick now, and probably everything is sticking in your bowl. So at early trace, I would advise add it at early trace, just in case coffee reacts differently to your recipe. Even if it's going to accelerate trace, at early trace, if it accelerates it, then it's brought it to medium trace, so you can still pour it out into your mold. I don't know if that makes sense.
And it's in that case what we need to take at a trace.
Yeah, let's add a trace.
Yeah, but it's different options.
Yeah, let's add out. I would say let's add a trace. So you add at early trace, the beginning of trace.
Yeah.
Add with the liquid. I will
Ah,
not
okay.
say add with the liquid. Add after cook. Okay, because remember from when we picked from the beginning, we are doing solid soap because there's liquid soap as well there. So all of those options, I think it gives you the opportunity to add at different stages based on the method you picked up from the top. We picked up solid soap, so add it at trace. I wouldn't pick add with the fats because at this point we've not formed soap yet. So we don't want anything to mess up the process of forming soap. So let's first make the soap, and then we can add things. So we know we have soap. Everything else you're just adding to it.
So
Rather
add
than
with liquid.
no, add at trace.
Add a trace.
Yeah. And I'm saying add it at
At.
early trace. Just because we've not experimented with coffee before. So we'll add at early trace. So even if coffee is going to accelerate trace, it will take us to medium trace. Just imagine adding it at medium trace. It will take us to whatever, high trace or something. We will not be able to pour our soap out. But if we add it at early trace, if it has any reaction at all, it will take us to medium. It will thicken it a little bit more. Trace is basically thickening your solution or your soap in the liquid form, basically, yeah. So then we go to custom liquid. I would say let's leave this one out.
No.
Because at this point, if you're going to be doing this one, it's talking about goat milk. If we are doing a goat milk soap, then instead of using water as your carrier for the lye, use goat milk at that point.
Yeah.
Instead of this. So for me, I'll leave this one because we've done water already.
Yeah, okay.
And basically that is it. Fragrance. Now let's select fragrance. Here it's actually telling you to add your own fragrance. I thought you had listed out fragrances, but no. Is everybody getting that? It doesn't have any. When you click on it, it doesn't give you any fragrance options.
It just give the oil weight and
It just gives the oil the rate. So
percentage.
okay, so 0.5. It's giving the oil weight. Okay, so now let's give it the weight of the oil. What was the weight in total? Let's go up and see the total
It's
weight.
not giving me the
Wait, we'll find the oil weight soon.
15
grams.
Yeah.
So let's go and feed the oil weight in there. But here is percentages. Oh.
Maybe if we put on a second option,
Second
where
option.
is they put
Grams.
30 grams.
Yeah. Great. Are we on the same page?
it's not giving me the when I go to the oils, it don't.
Okay. Now what? No, when you go to the oils back,
Yeah, I press it, but
can you show her?
Yeah, we don't have you.
So are we using 15 grams?
Yeah, 15 grams. Because the total grams of oils we selected up there, when you put them together, it gives you 15.
yeah, but I.
It gives you 15. So let's put 15 grams there.
Yeah, it's not
from-
selected
From 744.
7 plus 4 plus 4, 15. Yeah.
7 plus 4 plus 4.
So how I select it?
Yeah, it need to be market like that. After that, you going and use shea butter and olive oils.
I did all of them, but it's not selecting it.
You know, yeah, and it's shea butter. Yeah, that one. Yeah, you can mark again.
So do we leave the
We've
fragrance?
been here for quite long though.
You understand? So
95
before you
minutes.
mark it, if you
So an
because
hour
you
and
tick it, you mark it,
35
not
minutes, isn't
unless
it?
you are unmarked.
Wow.
It was 7.
There's somebody waiting, watching with us.
I think
Olive
It used to be
oil.
3. There's one person still here with us.
Ah,
Yeah.
4 and another one as well 4. No,
Should I do
only
we
4.
leave
Only
add
4.
fragrance for now? You said
No, we are going to add it, but we are waiting for her to get to where we are.
Okay.
I need 4 again. Go back again. And you see 15 now. It's and it's okay. We are
Yeah.
on a section.
Yeah, that's the one we are using, 15 grams. Yeah.
We
So
are on a section 8 and we choose grams
yeah,
per kilogram and put 15.
yeah,
And it's they required 0.23 grams of fragrance or essential oil. That one is same for essential oils as well, or it's
yeah. I think it's same because if
yeah, okay.
it should be the same. So
Yeah.
now we are going to, first of all, before we answer that, let's go and select the fragrance and let's see that. So let's click on select fragrances. And when you pick on that, it takes you to another bar that says search fragrances. I don't know if you see it.
Yes, select.
Yes.
Yeah.
It says name.
Name. So let's say vanilla essence.
Vanilla essence.
Did it give you?
Yeah, no.
Yes.
It's not
Just
coming up with
raw.
anything.
It's not coming out with anything. It's adding you to. It's asking you to add name. INCI name. I don't even know what that one is. So now at least whatever we are using, we know that at least it's giving us a guide. We are going to be using 0.23 grams of that. So if we convert 0.23 grams into
Whatever.
teaspoon, tablespoon, or whatever, because you can't measure 0.23 grams on a scale. It'll be difficult. But let's see if we can convert 0.23 grams. Does it give you?
They've got measurements on there with the spoons.
Yeah, but it only tells you 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons.
What's this one?
This one is supposed to be coffee.
1, 2,
Coffee.
Coffee spoon.
1.
Like coffee fragrance.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
what we are putting the
No,
coffee
no, no,
sounds
coffee
or no.
We have a tablespoon,
Yeah.
teaspoon, and it's the smallest one is the coffee spoon.
You think that one will be coffee spoon?
No, that one is too big. Maybe
This
This one is 1
the
tablespoon.
the
There's a
red
smaller one.
The
This
red
one.
Ah, yeah, maybe that
Yeah.
one.
Maybe that one.
Yeah,
Well, this one
that's
give us enough fragrance. That is why sometimes the
No,
recipe can tell you something, but you have to experiment. Because
Yeah.
I'm looking at the quantities of oils we've had in there.
I don't think that's
If you
enough.
have this,
It's not enough. You're not gonna. It's no.
Because the tablespoon is 15 grams.
We need less.
Teaspoon is 5 grams.
so
When
teaspoon.
you're cooking, you see dates give you that
That's
measurement.
okay.
Right, 1.
So this is
Yeah.
5 grams.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The little
So then we're looking at either
Both.
this one or this one.
Yeah. I suggest probably
This one.
Yes, one. Yeah.
1.25.
That's small, really. So we just have to experiment when we get there.
Yeah, the batch. If you get the batch, what we're doing, I think it's not going to be enough.
For everyone.
It's not going to be enough fragrance.
Yeah,
It's-
it will not
I
be
think
enough
it's
fragrance.
Too small.
It's too small.
Yeah, but we have 15 grams. We don't have a
the
much
whole oils
amount
are
of that.
15.
If,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you say
yeah.
that is 1
Yeah.
kilogram
Yeah.
and a half,
Yeah.
it would
Yeah.
be small, but
Yeah.
for 15 grams
15, yeah.
would be
Yeah. I
enough.
get it now. The oil quantity is very small. That's what she's
Yeah,
saying. So
yeah,
15 grams.
okay,
That will work for it. So basically, whatever recipe you have, you only need
Yeah.
to double it or quadruple it or whatever if you're doing a bigger batch.
Yeah.
So whatever you have, like the oil pomace is 7 grams multiplied by 4 if you want 4.
Yeah.
Or yeah. if you're doing a double, let's say you're doing a double of that recipe, you multiply by 2, whatever it is, or everything by 2, by 2, by 2, just to increase it, basically. So that's it. Isn't it?
The first section, if you can, sorry about that, but it's we have again something to ticket yes or no on the first section where you say master batch lie. It's in proportion 1:1
Where is
as
that?
well. Do we need to
Where is that?
on the first section?
Top. So I should go to the top.
Yeah.
Master batch concentration, water is to lie. Let's take that, yes. Because that's what you're doing as a master batch. Water is to lie.
Yeah, okay, we say yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and when we ready with that one, what we need to press?
Now let's see. Oh, we've done. Are we leaving a note for this?
Master batch.
We haven't done liquid. Do we leave that?
1:1 or
It's a select custom liquids. We haven't done
No,
that.
we've let the liquid
So
out
we've left it.
because I was saying it's just water, isn't it? We are
Okay.
using not
All right.
anything like that. So we've let those ones out. We are not including that. And we can leave a note for this to be able to recall later. You can add your note here to include in printed report or save as a recall later. I don't know if today's date or something just to keep it.
The date
23rd
is at the top.
is at the top already.
Yes.
Then what do we say? Just something to first soap recipe. Hey, okay, so it tells you to upgrade your account to save more recipes. Really? We don't want to save. So it saved it. You've done it. No? You must be logged in to use this feature.
Features. Yeah, that's what it is.
Anybody want to log in?
I will,
Yeah. Okay.
but I need to register it first.
Yeah. Skilled hands. Password. Women. I hope I forget. I remember. Women 7. Maybe if I do that, I'll remember that it was 7 women in the group. And let's see, register. Oh, to register. Oh my God. Oh, really?
They won't pay it or anything.
I hope they're not asking us to pay. Then we leave it here.
if we can just write the recipe and try.
Yeah, I've got a lot of recipes here, but at least we've gone through. So what I can do with the recipes I have here is, we've got 5 minutes to go. I can give the recipe to Sini. Sini will take pictures and share it on the page like before, or unless you want to go and do a photocopy like last week, but at least,
One WhatsApp would be good.
yeah.
And save it in the.
Because there are a lot of recipes here. I think there are so many. You get like maybe 15, maybe 20 if I'm counting it very well. One.
You know, I'm not sure for a payment, just when I register my recipe is gone. I need
To redo it.
redo it again, yeah. If you give me...
Should we let everybody do the recipe next week and bring it, and then we
Yeah,
can
okay,
discuss it
okay.
on their own? At least have a go at it and see how that works. But if you would struggle with creating recipes, then you can use this one, or you can use ChatGPT, but at least this is to usher you into the soap making so that you don't lose interest, because this part of it can be a bit technical for people and may make them lose interest. Recipe for the number one here is on scented olive oil castile soap. So olive oil is the only oil you are using, and that is 340 grams. And then the sodium hydroxide is 125 grams. And then your distilled water is 283 grams. So next week, maybe I'll be happy for everybody to have a go at this. So instead of 12 ounces, the oil pumice I gave you in ounces is 12 ounces. So instead of this recipe, we'll have it. I remember making sense. We'll have it, and everybody can have a go at mixing their own lye. And let's see, we'll have everything available for mixing and all of that. I also need to check for the thermometer. We've run out on all our thermometer, the digitals. I have to get.
I bring my own.
You bring your own.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a
You have it.
green
Yeah, I
one.
have thermometer too.
You have thermometer. For some
What else
reason.
we need?
So we need basically the thermometer, the scale. I also have to check the batteries on the scale. I can see that the scales are all gone. And as for the oils, we have a lot of oils.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the oils we have. So if you want to bring some other type of oil, or I'll also give you the recipe, look through it. But I'll give you the oils we have. And if you want to create something else, then if we don't have it, then you bring in your own oils. But we have that. We have shea butter. We have a lot of shea butter. We have a lot of palm oil. We have coconut oil. We have 2 taps.
So why not these three? Coconut.
Yeah, we can stick to these
are
3.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to add anything else, then they'll have to bring it. But I'll give you the recipe. But this is what we have here. If you want to bring milk powder, whatever, you have to bring it yourself. Yeah, any additives. But you have fragrance oils here. You have colors as well to work with. We have enough blenders as well. I think, how many blenders do we have there?
There's one here.
Yes, I can bring my phone home as well.
Okay, but we have enough. I think that
Yeah, there's enough.
we have
Yeah,
5
five,
blenders.
yeah,
Yeah, that should be enough. Yeah, I think we have enough of everything. If you ask me, it's just the digital ones that looks like the batteries are out. So I'm going to have to take the batteries out and go and search for it, and hopefully I'll be able to
They're
find
quite
it for the next.
expensive, you know, the batteries, aren't
Are they? I've
Yeah,
never
ve-
replaced it
very,
before.
very expensive.
Yeah,
Well, how much are we talking about?
Over £5.
About
Over
For
five-
one.
Yeah. Over
last
five.
time when I bought were 4 for around £8.
Yeah, they're quite because it's it's not ordinary battery. It's
Yeah, it's
the
flat one.
Yeah.
Flat
round.
one.
That's right.
Cindy, can you take one of that, one battery out for me, one out, and one of the scale out. Come in.
That too is working just that.
No, let's replace everything. It's been years. It's been like 6 years. So it's better to replace it if we can. Before you replace it, you come back, then these 2 are not working.
Try the recipe on this thing, and it gives us the recipe. Can we go with it?
Yeah, yeah.
Same oil
Yeah.
that you told us.
Yeah.
7
Yeah.
ounces and olive.
Yeah.
Let's have a look if I
If you try it and it goes, just. But there's a lot of interesting recipes here that you can work with. So basically, if you're watching us and you want us to share our recipes with you, if you leave recipe in the column, we would leave recipe or comment WhatsApp. WhatsApp would get in touch with you. We'll send you a WhatsApp number, and then we can send the recipe to you via WhatsApp. I think that's better. So we'll scan and send it to you. But there are interesting recipes here, if you ask me. And I think we can stick with these ones. And very easy to get everything that we have here, basically.
Yeah, so it will be good if you give the recipe for everything we
Everybody.
have, and we can at least first try.
First try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that then. So I'll leave that with Sini, and basically today's workshop has come to an end. Is there anything else you want us to discuss? Something that wasn't clear? We can do the wrapping up in 5 minutes. Talk about
I
anything
think
that
when we will do it practically, then maybe.
Can we see what about the melt and pour soap? Let's see if anybody can unmold this. If not, we leave it for next week. Maybe we stick it up somewhere. Anybody's own dried?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe let's check. Yeah, I'm going to end it now. And so we've come to the end of today's class. If you enjoyed it, next week we'll definitely be filming again. Stick with us every Tuesday. And then I like it. Let's show it all at least. So, do you like it?
Yeah.
I love
It's
it.
the first soap.
That's beautiful, isn't it? Did you put fragrance in there?
It was here the coconut
Coconut.
and here the tobacco, and I put
Yeah.
two different.
When you take it home, take it. I want you to take it home because you're going to
Okay.
keep it as your part of your portfolio.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
wrap it with cling film.
Okay.
If you wrap it, it
It
keeps
don't
the
need to
moisture.
be-
No,
Okay.
it's
I
dried,
have to-
isn't it? I think
Yeah,
it is dried.
Solid.
Yeah, it's
fine.
solid. So wrap it with cling film
Okay.
so that it doesn't, you don't lose all the
have to take it
moisture.
home.
Yeah, take it home
Okay.
and keep it, please. Keep all your soap together as part of your.
So in the end we can show.
Yeah, in the end you can show. So thank you very much, and we are going to make it a day.
Yeah.
I want to take your photo.